Hello, and welcome to Nailed It Intuition and Tarot. I am Torch, and thank you for visiting my channel. Today, I'm going to provide a reading kind of to the tune of what is holding you back. And this topic was kind of placed on my heart because I feel a lot of times when we're trying to step into the highest and most evolved version of ourselves, there can be a gray space where we are still trying to leave things behind us in order to change into the new pattern, the new flow that we're looking for. And this doesn't just mean that there are things outside of you that's holding you back. A lot of times there are things inside of us that's holding us back. And there can be reasons why we have difficulty exercising responsibility over our lives, whether it be thoughts, beliefs, programs, patterns, or just kind of being in these thought loops where we want something different, but we keep trying the same things. So that's kind of where I want to take this reading today, as far so that we can see on the table what is holding us back. So if you like my reading style and messages, please hit the subscribe button and like and share and comment on this video. But in the meantime, I'm gonna shuffle the cards as I speak the blessing. The cards that we'll be using today is the Wisdom of the Oracle. This was my very first Oracle deck, and it's just my OG deck by Colette Baron Reed. We're going to be using the Crow Tarot. Okay. The Soul's Journey lesson cards. And also the Intuit Oracle for clarification. So I'm not really sure, and I guess I should mention, we'll probably pull at the end wisdom from a card from Wisdom of the Universe to get some advice. So I'm just going to be shuffling all of these decks as I speak the blessing over the reading and space. So here we go. I'm calling in the presence of the Most High Creator living within us and permeating all of creation and consciousness to join me now. I welcome you and your holy ones of the highest vibration into this space. Any energies or entities not as mentioned are not welcome here and must leave now. Our souls have a plan, and through this reading, may obstacles to our soul's plan be removed so that we may shine our brightest light out into the world. May the roads which lead to the manifestation of our highest desires be now open and swift. Please guide the understanding of those listening to receive only what is meant for them without perversion. And may my understanding and speech be plain and clear so that only what is needed to bring peace, truth, wisdom, and confidence is spoken. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. And so it is uttered, and so it is done. Okay, I'm just going to sit these decks to the side, and we'll pick them one by one. So I want to start with the Wisdom of the Oracle. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening. What is holding collective back? Please show me clearly what is holding collective back. And the card we have here is Poised. This is absolutely one of my favorite cards in this deck. She looks like she is just on a pedestal, ready to be seen, dancing, having the time of her life, just in complete bliss. And so this feels to me like something that is holding collective back is the fact that it's like you're winning and you don't even know it. You know, for whoever is listening, you've got some gifts, you've got beauty, you've got posture, you have the ability to articulate yourself, and you're beautiful, you're fun, you have a vibrant personality, you have like this internal beauty that really people can sense and feel and touch when they're around you. It's just like in your aura, vibrating from you. But for whatever reason, I feel like they see it, or the divine sees it, but you don't see it. It's like you're already positioned, you're already ready, you already have everything that you need. But you don't know that. Like something in you has not really hit the part that says, I am ready, I have everything that I need, I'm in the right position. Okay, so as we move along, we're going to get some more energy off of this poise. And so can you please show us a supporting energy for this poise card? Please show us clearly. Please show us clearly. Please show us clearly. Please show us clearly. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your answers. Okay, adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. All right. And I feel like this energy has been present. So if I can just wrap up in a nutshell what these two cards being together means. For some reason, maybe life or the things that have happened to you have caused you to think that adversity and challenges is your inheritance. Okay? And it is in your inheritance, but it is how the challenges have been assigned to you, have been prescribed to you. Okay, your pain, your blocks, like all of this has been assigned to you in order to become poised. But a lot of times the past, if it's been difficult, you know, especially coming out of 2025 energy, which we're still doing until the spring, it can be difficult to maintain vision of the future self while there's still remnant of like all of the challenges that you had to go through. And it can be difficult to trust life again and to believe that times are changing. And even to accept, like I love that this card says accept. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Like something in you has not yet reconciled that had that thing not happened, you wouldn't be where you are today. It's like we're not seeing how everything works out in my favor. All things come together. All things serve the purpose of my highest good. Not some things, all of them. All things. And so I feel like if this remaining time between now and the spring is being used, there feels like there needs to be some reflection, a reflection point where you can see the person you were before the challenges hit versus the person that you are now. You know, I wonder if there's a feeling of bitterness And there's a feeling of upset here, maybe even some resentment, where it's like, why is it always me? I never get what I want. The things that I want are too hard for me. Why can't it be easy? Like a comparison also, like such and such has such an easy time. You know what I'm saying? But like, we have to be responsible for ourselves. You know, there's this concept called radical acceptance, where we begin to accept that whatever happens to me is my responsibility. I am my responsibility. And granted, we can't always we can't always change what happens to us, but we can change the how. We can change how it happens, how we live through it, how we experience it, how we think through it. We can choose to feel the feelings and understand what they're trying to communicate to us. You know, like these feelings, emotions, energy and motion, these feelings are data, okay? It's information. And it's not to say, like, if you feel like you're not enough, it doesn't mean, you know, I'm actually not enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is never saying that. But like, your feelings are your feelings. You know, they don't belong to anybody else. They are your responsibility. And so I feel like there can be a wind here of believing that how you feel is the truth of the matter, when it's not. If those feelings have just come up over and over again, that's a thought pattern, that's a feeling pattern that has been established from some old pain, maybe some trauma loop that you've been in. And so what I want to use the Crow Tarot here is to kind of go into what within you about the adversity, like where did you get stuck? I want to see the internal environment, and then I want to see the external environment. Okay. Please show the internal environment. Oh, wow, we got the Justice card right out of the gate. Two of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Oh, here's this card. And the Queen of Swords. And over here in the environment, please show us clearly. If the cards flip, I'm just going to turn them over for the time being, just so that I can read one energy before I connect to the rest. Okay. All right. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the World card. I'm actually going to sit this up at the top also, because I think it does echo this energy. So like, this cycle has already matured you in such a way that, well, that's the thing. Number one, it was a cycle. It is a cycle. Okay. So it's already matured you in such a way. It's like what was intended to be done has already been done. And so with the Poise card being here, like, you've won, like you've already won. And like, that needs to like, let that sink in. Like, you've already won. You've already won. It's already done. Okay. So internal environment with the Justice card. So apparently, again, and this is kind of just picking up on what I was thinking before, you know, you have had some things that you considered to not be fair, you know, or maybe you want revenge. Maybe somebody did something here, and we'll see what the energy here says. But like, maybe there's a feeling that like you were owed something and you didn't get it. It's like, why didn't this work out for me? And with the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords here, you know, I feel like maybe what happened is that you had to make some decisions like right away. You had to make some decisions right away to address something that was challenging for you. And it's like I had to be in so much logic and decision making when I was in that situation that like I really didn't get to feel along the way. So now that the dust is settled, the feelings are starting to come up and starting to make you see, or the goal was to make you see, you know, Two of Pentacles. I get this like flip-floppy, wishy-washy type of energy here. Oh my God, my hands are so ashy. Anyway, I get this flip-floppy, wishy-washy type of energy here where it's like you were going back and forth between like what's valuable to me. Like this to me is like a seesaw, and things are trying to be balanced, but like I feel that whatever you were founding, whatever was the foundation for how you saw yourself as valuable, changed. Or like it wasn't steady, it wasn't sturdy, like it was imbalanced, constantly up and down, up and down, up and down. Like I feel this energy of like things happen in the environment and like you're going through the motions, and it's just like, oh, like one thing after the next. And you felt like a page. You felt a little bit like this is a childlike energy, what the pages represent in the tarot. And it has that feeling of, it's like if my value of myself has not matured, because like as with a child, it can easily be hurt. It can easily be swayed. It's malleable. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a crow like come down and like take that pinnacle away, like taking candy from a baby. That's kind of that's the energy that I get behind this. It's like you weren't even so mature in how you felt about yourself, and then life started to happen. And then it had you in this place where it's like, I don't know if I can trust myself. And but I also feel like you felt like some type of injustice was done. And maybe you tried to do your best to bring balance into the situation, to like be a peacekeeper. But I feel like, what did you give up? What did you give up in order to ensure that things were done fairly? You felt like you had to sacrifice. This feels like you felt like you had to sacrifice a piece of you in order to keep the peace. You felt like you had to sacrifice this pentacle in order to keep the peace. And it felt like, I'm doing everything I can to make sure that everybody and everyone is okay, but I'm not. And you had to deal so much in like decisions and like keeping the schedule, making it through the day-to-day, you know, cooking the food, grocery shopping, managing the budget. It's like just for you to maintain the day-to-day while you know, this has the energy of like running on fumes. And you not getting what you needed, and also you not giving yourself what you needed along the way. So only a person who was poised could maintain this, okay? But it also has the feeling of like, are you giving up too much? Did you give up too much? Okay, so let's take a look at, Six of Pentacles. King of Swords. We got the King and Queen. So this could have been taking place within a partnership, a relationship. I'm going to rearrange these cards so that we can see them all on the deck. So whoever it was that you were helping out, they definitely succeeded, right? They had the cards: Six of Pentacles, King of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune. They got what they needed, okay? Their mission was accomplished. They got the healing that they needed, and they received what they needed for their fortunate outcome, all right? But it feels like it was at your expense. And, you know, we can't blame people for the decisions that we make. We can't blame people, right? We have to take accountability. We have to be in radical acceptance of our lives. We are responsible for ourselves and to ourselves. And if you're a parent, you know, granted that can, you know, you're also responsible for your children as well, you know, take care of the living things. But this showing up in your environment lets me know that like everybody else around you seems to be okay, but you're the one that feels off balance. And so, you know, I feel like some energy got sucked from you and put this way. And maybe this was exactly where it was needed. Like nobody's mad, nobody's upset because you did that. And, you know, if that was the most righteous choice for you at the time, then that's what needed to happen. So kudos, like, thank you. Thank you. Like, life thanks you. The people around you thank you. Like, they're grateful, you know, even if they're not expressing it, even if, you know, but I feel like the focus now needs to shift to you. You know, whenever we're talking about the Justice card, I feel like it can be very tempting for the first impulse to be, such and such was not fair to me. Life was not fair to me. But like the things that happen in our lives, they don't happen for other people. They happen for ourselves. So how have you not been fair to you? How have you not been fair to you? Maybe it's time for you to start being fair to you. Maybe that's the shift that needs to happen. Less energy going outside of you and more energy where you're giving to you. They're okay. They're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is mostly due to you. Okay? But while they have the Star and, you know, like, while they're finally living their best life a little bit over here, you know, you need to give back to yourself. The World card is here. So like I said, the Poise card is here. You have the resources that you need to finally, like, the time is now to finally focus on you. You know, so what's holding you back, since that's the title of this reading, you know, this could be a bit of codependency. You know, I'm getting an example of like an empty nester. Okay, somebody who is just constantly, like a mom or a parent or something like that, who's just constantly been like pouring up into their kids, and now their kids are grown and they don't need them anymore. Or like they have what they need. You did your job. You did the best that you could do. Now it's time to give to yourself. And maybe the feeling is, I don't have anything else to give, like where you don't even feel like you can give it to you. But it's like your inner child. Like the child now is not outside of you. The child now is inside of you. Reparenting your inner child. Reparenting yourself. Focusing on what is valuable to me. because I can't rely on this. And maybe it wasn't, empty nesting, that was just an analogy, but like maybe it wasn't children. This could have been anything. Maybe you're retired and you poured everything into your work and now you're not working anymore. And so it's like, who am I? What do I want to do? And feeling like there's a lack of fairness here, but this has to be addressed within, because the cards that are setting the tone, there's nothing unfair about this. Like, diamonds require pressure. That's how beautiful things are made. And I feel like you're not seeing yourself as the beautiful flower that you are. Maybe you're still comparing. I've heard this story about like how roses bloom in their own time. There's a story about this king who planted a garden, and he had like a rose bush, he had like an oak tree, like several different type of plants. And like like one of the bushes or shrubs that he had made said like, oh, I'm glad I'm like, yeah, I've got this, I grow out and I grow wide and I can cover a lot of ground, but I'm not as tall as the oak tree. The oak tree has it made. It's so tall. And then, you went to the oak tree and the oak tree's like, yes, I'm tall, my trunk is strong and everything, but I don't have the beauty and the colors of the rose bush. And then you talk to the rose bush, and the rose bush, are you happy with who you are? And the rose was just like, if the king planted me, then that means he wanted me here exactly as I am. And so all that to say is that you have your own path, you have your own gifts, you have your own niche, things that make you special. And when we start comparing ourselves to other people, it's like comparing apples to oranges. They serve two different purposes. They're not meant to be the same, and that's a good thing. And so you're not meant to have the same path as everyone else. And nobody, like when it rains on everybody. Okay? Like when there's a hurricane, it impacts good people, bad people. Like life is gonna life. And that's just what happens. But it's like you're taking it personally. And it shouldn't be taken personally. Number one, because it happens to everybody. And number two, it changed you in the best possible way. Like it changed you. It changed you in the best possible way. Okay, so I just want to pick up this Intuit Oracle to see if there's anything that we can add to about the internal and external environment, and then also the poise card. Okay. Okay. Whew. All right. So what we have here for the internal environment, there's a card here called the Sun. It says, yes, energy, power, climax, fulfilled, pride, success, divine masculine. And we have the nuance card, which also is the number 11. And we know justice is the number 11 too. So I do feel like, oh, and then we got a 2 here. Wow. We've got 11s at 3 different places so far. Wow. So this card is called nuance. I'm sorry. It's called whip. Arguments, fighting, abusive, tense, painful, anger, repeat over and over again. Yeah, I definitely feel like you were subject to to being influenced by like a power that was trying to maybe put you down. Okay, and then the external environment, we have mask. It says disguise, conceal, ego, protection, hidden motive, representation, theater performance. And this card is called head of the pack. Successful, competition, drive, get it done, lead, finishing first. You know, somebody in your environment wanted to win. And from the looks of it, they did win. All right. Like I said, at your expense, like I feel like you gave everything. You gave everything here. Like you showed up, you provided where things needed to be provided. You gave advice. You helped with with the decisions that needed to be made. You know, if somebody was the head, you were the neck. You got this done from somebody. And I feel like they came out on the winning end of it, and you feel like you just lost and you were so drained. You were so drained by the end of this. And yet, and I feel a level of ego here with the clarifying cards that we got. Like this person around here acting like acting like they did it. Acting like they did, like they're celebrating themselves right now. You know, and maybe they're giving also, and they're being like extra generous. They out here like flossing. They out here like making moves and like, yeah, man, you know, and I got this and I got that, and look at everything that I did. And it's like their success is due to you. And this is my point. If you can help somebody else with this, imagine what you could do for yourself. You just gotta feel like you worth it, honey. Imagine everything you poured into them, pouring it into yourself. Because you got it. Like your cup is overflowing. Your cup overflowed. And I feel like this person took advantage of you a bit, and they aren't giving you your just desserts. You know, they aren't giving you the acknowledgement that you need, but it's like, you got to acknowledge you first. And I wanted to say, sis, you got to acknowledge you first, sis. You got to acknowledge you first, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't continue to seek stuff outside of ourselves and not inside of ourselves. If you deserve that, then you give it to you first. And all of this, and then this will be your outcome. This will be your outcome on the outside, on the external. Business savvy, charismatic, glow up, looking good, feeling good, confidence back, mental acuity, mental decision making, sharp as a tack, you know, influence, people looking up to you, your ability to be generous and provide for others increases. You know, no more just putting on a happy face. No more of that. It's time to dig deep and to start appreciating yourself. Rewrite this whole narrative. These things didn't happen to you. They happened for you. And they were required for you to start giving you what you deserve. You to go. All right, so I'm going to do a message from the universe, and we are going to close out this reading. Thank you for tuning in, because I know this message is over 30 minutes at this point. So If you've got to this far in the reading, I appreciate that. We got 2 cards. All right, I'm gonna start with this one. I know that you've been questioning yourself lately and wondering if you are good enough or strong enough to do that which your heart desires to do. This message is here to remind you that you are really more than capable of doing it. Rise up and take that leap of faith. Boo, start doing it for yourself, okay? Your life is about to start to move quickly in some areas. Events that seem to have been on hold suddenly propel forward. Move with the flow and be mindful of what needs your attention most. You don't have to keep giving outside yourself. Start giving to you. This dream you got, you wondering if you ready, you on a seesaw, you teetering like, oh, should I? Like, I went through this exact same thing about this YouTube channel. Like, I've been wanting to start this channel for at least like 3 or 4 years, and I just never, I don't know, like I had a mental block. Like, I didn't get that I was already poised. I was the GOAT. And I was letting everything else happen around me impact my decision to do it. And how did I move through it? Honestly, I cleared my life out. Life got real quiet. I cleared it out. Everybody else was taken care of, or they ain't there no more. You know, because I changed so much. I couldn't stay in vibration with those relationships no more because I shape-shifted, so they couldn't survive. And once I just got with me, myself, and I, honestly, I just said, fuck it, I'm doing it. Why not? Like, the question was no longer why, the question was why not? And so I'm gonna ask you that same thing. Why not? You know, whatever you feel like is holding you back, this might be something you will continue to deal with throughout your life. And by going through this, you might constantly find yourself in this decision point. Like, do I focus on them or do I focus on me? Who do I pick? And so I mean that to say that I don't believe that, like, so say this is codependency. You know, that's your shadow. That's your, people like to say toxic self, whatever. That's your shadow. I prefer that. If codependency is your shadow, I don't believe that the shadow ever goes away. Like, if you put yourself in, if you're standing in the sun, you're always going to have a shadow, even when the light is shining on you. It's just sometimes due to the position of the sun, that shadow is either in front of you, behind you, to the left, to the right, or maybe it's left and down or right and up or like whatever. You know, so that shadow is already there. It's just sometimes it's at the forefront and sometimes it's at the rear. But it's always there. You cannot get rid of that, okay? And maybe your soul wanted to come here, wanted to incarnate so that you could overcome that. Or so that you could really learn where that codependency was coming from. Because whenever we're being codependent, we're seeking outside of ourselves when we need to look inside. So these challenges never go away. We just get better at managing them. And I feel like the next time you come around to this, you won't have to have this whole teeter-totter, what do I do? Like, you know, if this drama, if this saga took 6 months to play out, next time it might take 6 weeks. And then the time after that, maybe it takes 6 days. And maybe the time after that is just a thought that occurs to you, but immediately you don't even go down that path. You just automatically stay on yours. So I wish you the best. I wish you the absolute best, because, you know, life be lifing, and we just got to know how to move and be patient with ourselves and stay in a loving place about ourselves. And what I know about you is that King Kong ain't got nothing on you, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share if this resonated with you. And if you like my reading style, I look forward to talking to y'all again. So take really good care. Bye-bye.